Hey guys, Ultramaximus here. Like my videos? Please consider buying me a coffee. Thank you so much for the support. It helps me continue making content that you enjoy. Oh hey, you Dinobots are big dum-dums, betcha.
You suck.
Hey guys, Ultramaximus back with another toy review, and today we're going to take a look at another Transformers Cyberverse figure. It's Power/Snarl. Now, I found this at my local Meijer in the Center Grove area, and I was really shocked to see this. I've never seen this anywhere else on the shelf, so I had to pick it up because I'm a huge Dinobot fan, and this actually looks pretty good for a Cyberverse figure. They have really impressed me with a lot of figures in the line, some of them not so much, but others definitely cool. So let's go ahead and jump in there and take a look at the packaging. So here we have Snarl in the package, and it's kind of like what we've seen with the deluxe size figures in this line. It's got some nice artwork at the top, Bumblebee, Transformers, Power Slash, and it shows the gimmick bot in there with these accessories. The side of the package has some Autobots on the side. It says Action Attackers, and here's a close-up. I like that artwork. I think that looks pretty cool, very animated. And there he is in the box with his parts. So yeah, definitely pretty cool so far. Back of the package here's got the Power Slash gimmick, and then it says he's a tough Dinobot ally. He goes from Dinobot to robot in 11 steps. So just kind of a close-up. There he is. Very cool. Looks pretty decent, I have to say. Looking at it, Dinobots unite. So yeah, that's basically it for the package. Let's get him out of box and see what we think. So here we have Snarl out of the packaging, and it actually looks pretty good. He's got his little sword. He's got his dino tail kind of hanging off of the back here. Pretty solid piece. It feels really good in hand. The joints are pretty solid. The plastic feels nice. Doesn't feel very thin like a lot of other figures in this line have. I definitely dig him. Very cool. And taking a look at him here, so he's got the sword, and it's kind of a rubbery type of sword, so just kind of be aware of that. It's not sharp at all. And then you got the tail back here, and the gimmick moves the arm. So you can lift the tail up, and he's going to slash his little sword here. Now I'm going to take this off real quick because there's a lever back here, and then that's what actually does the gimmick. Okay, so you can push that down and he moves his arm. You can raise it and then, you know, get a wide range of attack motion on it. And I love that gimmick. There's no spring load in it. It's solid. It feels good. It's a good gimmick. So let's take a look at the actual articulation. Well, before I do that, you can actually plug this in here according to the instructions. For whatever reason, I don't know why. That exists, so yeah, just be aware of that. So alright, back to articulation. Head is on a mushroom peg, goes back and forth like this. It's kind of stiff. Arms move up and down. They go up and down that way. You've got a ball socket for the elbow, and then there is a very stiff, almost ratchet type of joint, double elbow, but that's really for transformation. Legs do go up that far. They go back really far. And then you can splay his legs out pretty good. And then he's got a really nice knee joint, again, mostly for transformation, but it's got a nice range of motion. And that's about it for the articulation. Taking a closer look at the figure itself, it's sculpted pretty well. I like the head sculpt. He's got the little horns on there. He's got the black helmet, which is right. He's got the blue eyes. I like the Autobot logo. The silver spikes on his red chest look good. The yellow, the design looks pretty good. He's got his little tail backpack hanging off on the back of the bot, which does not need to be there if you don't want it there. Personally, I think it adds a little more bulk to the figure. But all around, it looks like Snarl in a very animated type of style, which I'm okay with that. Taking a look at the midsection of the figure, again, sculpted really well. I like the colors. We've got the tail, backpack. I like how the tail folds up back there, and I like how it incorporates into the gimmick. I think that's pretty cool. We got the black bit down the middle of his red chest and torso. He's got his little sword, which is very reminiscent of the one that he had in the G1 toy. It's just, I think that one was red, if I remember right, but the yellow goes with the spikes and everything, and then he's got his black hands and spikes on it. All in all, looks pretty good. I wish that the feet on the inner parts of his hands were done differently, but that's a minor gripe. And finally, taking a look at the legs of the figure, again, they're done pretty well. They are hollow in the back, but that is because of the transformation. They do stand up, and they hold the entire body upright, even with the backpack being top-heavy. So that's really well done. I like the spikes on the front, the dark gray versus the light gray. I like how the head folds out and comes up, and then they've got the internal bits black, which kind of hide the head a little bit. You know, makes it look more robotic, I guess. And then we got the little legs hanging up there. But overall, you know, the fact that it holds up this big top-heavy piece is done well. For comparison, here we have the Power Slash Snarl with the Energon Armor Sludge. And as you can see, Sludge is a lot bigger than Snarl, which in one way he should be, because he was a Brontosaurus, or a Brachiosaur today, but a Brontosaurus back in G1, and Snarl was, you know, a Stegosaurus, so he should be, I think, bigger. But I think in the G1 cartoon, all the Dinobots were about the same size, but this works for me. I don't mind it because I like Sludge being bigger than Snarl. Alright, transformation on this figure is pretty simple. So first thing we're going to do is take off the tail, put it back there, and then we're going to take off the sword right here. And we've got the base bot like this. I always like to turn the head around here when I can, in case the head does show. Then you're going to lift the double jointed elbow up and spin the wrist around to make a leg. So that should be flat right there. So yeah, just that's the way that should look. So we're going to do this again. We're going to push that joint up, and then we're going to spin the arm around to form another leg like that. And then the next thing that we want to do is, you want to move, the instructions say to move those legs forward, but what I like to do is actually put this tail piece on first, because of these little rubber pegs here. They're very difficult to go on here. They're just so tight to get into the little holes, so it's easier to put this piece on first. So you're going to slide this over the head, which makes spinning the head redundant, but anyway, you're going to plug these in here, and it's going to be kind of difficult. One will go in easy, the other will not. So you got to kind of stretch it out a little bit to get it plugged in there. That kind of makes me worry about how the duration is going to last on this piece. So you just kind of have to play with it a little bit, kind of push this peg over a little and get it to snap into place like this. Make sure it's in all the way. Again, this is the most difficult part of the transformation, to get this little rubber piece in there. It just doesn't have enough clearance, in my opinion. So, all right, there we go. We've got it. So let's see if I can get this to focus in here. These two pegs need to go into that hole, and they will go in. They are pliable, so be aware of that. Then you want to bring these pieces up, and there's a little clip piece in the middle that you're going to want to kind of connect in right there. So just be aware of that. And then you're going to spin these legs around. They may come undone, but you're going to push that into place like that. And then you want to spin these arms around the other direction so that they become the back legs. And then you're going to kind of pull these legs down a little bit so that we've got clearance for the head to spin around and clamp together. And that is basically it. There we have our Stegosaurus, and it looks pretty good. The only issue I've got is there's no real way to store the sword anywhere on this Dinobot. Now, taking a closer look at the Stegosaur itself, it looks pretty good. I like it. I like the blue eyes, the yellow head. I like the yellow spikes down the body. He's got his little feet. I like the deco. The red and the black stripes on the side looks good. The tail looks pretty nice. I definitely dig that. No robot kibble underneath. I guess we didn't really have to, hide the head. But, yeah, definitely cool. Legs move back and forth, up and down. So they got some nice hinges. This front leg only moves up and down. The mouth does not open, unfortunately. And, well, that's about it. I mean, it looks like a Stegosaur, and that's what we want out of the guy. So, like the tail, it's nice and long. So, yeah, a fun dino. For another comparison, here we have Snarl in his Stegosaurus mode with Sludge in his Brontosaur mode, and yeah, definitely cool. I like the size between the two. I think they scale very, very well, and they look good together in the dino modes, and that's really the way I like to display my Dinobots anyway. So is the Transformers Cyberverse a Power/Snarl a figure that you want in your Transformers collection? Well, if you're a Dinobot fan, you're going to like this figure. If you like the Cyberverse series, especially the Dinobot special at the end of the run, you're really going to like this. If you're a Snarl completist, I would advise picking this up. This is a solid figure. Kids are going to love it, but I got to say, this is probably one of the most well-built figures out of the Cyberverse line. The plastic feels solid. The play gimmick is genius, and it turns into a really good Stegosaur and robot that looks a lot like the old G1 style figure and the character that we get in Cyberverse. So there he is, the Power/Snarl. Hey guys, thanks for watching. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Be sure to click all the things, subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell for new videos, and follow me on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links in the description below.